Okay, learners, we have come to the conclusion of our lesson. However, in this lesson, we were talking about what? We were talking about the effects of current on electricity. So, does anyone have a question with regards to the topic or to the content we're discussing today? Anyone? Any questions? Okay. In the absence of questions, we will move to, because I want us to do a worksheet. It's gonna be in the form of a class activity. However, if you can't finish it in time, we will do it. You'll finish it at home as part of your home activity. But then I will explain this the worksheet after this. I want us to start summarizing the main points of the lesson. Grade 8. The topic was what? Electric energy transfer in electrical systems, right? So by now you do know what a circuit is, right? You can define a circuit. You do know the type of circuits that we have. Number two, I want us to be able to distinguish the different types of what? Of components. We do know that, right? However, the last content we were talking about was what? Was the effects of current on electricity. So the effects of current on electricity, we did mention that there are different types of electric conductors. So we have good electric conductors, we have poor electric conductors. We said that the poor electric conductors can be in the form of what? Can be in the form of wood. uh, Actually, wood is what? Is an insulator, my students, my learners. Is an insulator. So other poor conductors of electricity is what? Are paper, oil, all that. But anything, any substance that is in a liquid form is a good conductor of electricity. So I want us uh, do the repetition of in summarizing the content. So we said good conductors of electricity are what? Good conductors of electricity are good conductors of electricity are any objects that are able to allow the current to flow from one point to the next. For instance, water is able to conduct electricity, steel is able to conduct electricity, uh, iron is able to conduct electricity. Anything that is not able to conduct electricity, we call that what? An insulator. And that can be in form of what? The form of the wood or rubber. So always remember that. Another thing, okay, grade 8, let me tell you this. This topic, this entire topic, since it is talking about the effect, the energy transfer in electrical systems, we'll write a test based on the entire topic. But more marks will be on the effects of current. So this last content area is very, very, very important. Just study it, do a recap. When you have time, come and ask questions. I'll always be available, because we will write a test. It's gonna be a short test, nothing more than it's going to be a very, very, very short test. So just feel free to come and ask me any questions you might have. Even with regards to the worksheet, before you can go home, you can come to me and ask questions if you feel like you have any type of questions. um, yeah. So in terms of the components, I want us to do the repetition. In terms of the components, We know that electric current flows where? Flows in, let us say together, flows in electric wires. Remember that. Remember we said that the function of the wires is what? Is the flow of current. Is passing the current from one point to the next. So right now, we are speaking of what now? We are speaking of the current flow in an electric circuit, the effects of it. For instance, if someone uses wood, wood is acts as what? As an insulator. We have poor conductors of electricity, like what? Like a plastic. Like what? Grade 8? We said like a plastic. Always remember that. And then now, let's move on to, I'll try to explain the worksheet. I have the worksheet. Yes, I'll display this on screen because for it to be, it's just a summary that I wrote down. So in this worksheet, you will be required to complete a table. In that table, you'll be given a material, you will be given a compass neatly, whereby you will say there's a detection of yes or no, and then you will go and also indicate if the material that is displayed there is a good conductor of electricity or of current, yes, electricity, or it's a poor conductor of electricity. You'll move on to your B. In number B, you will describe the effect that an open switch has on a circuit. Remember, we did study that we have two types of switches. Remember, we said we have an open switch, we also have a what? We also have a closed switch. However, these two, they are not the same. The other allows the flow of current, the other doesn't allow the flow of current. You should be able to answer that question. There you are describing the effects that the open switch has on the circuit. On number C, you will be explaining how does the current move when it's being conducted by one object to the next. Remember, there's conductors of electricity. In number C, the only thing you are describing, how does current move from one point to the next. It's easy, right? I trust you will be able to answer that question. The last question will be what is a good water? It's going to be a description of a statement whereby it followed by you saying yes or no, and then you will give an explanation for that. So the statement is simple. It says water is a good conductor of current or electricity. Do you agree? Yes or no, and explain. I will repeat that question. Water is a good conductor of current electricity. Do you agree or disagree? Or do you agree? Yes or no, and explain. So here's the thing. I know learners, they get confused when writing answers. When a question says, do you agree? It basically says, if you agree, you're basically saying what? Yes. But if you disagree, you're basically saying what? No. In this case, you'll only be writing what? Yes or no, and then you explain. You all know water, right? Water, it didn't specify. It doesn't matter what water you can think of. It can be distilled water or tap water. So it says water is a good conductor of electricity. Water, you do know what, we all know what water is, right? So you will there say yes or no and explain. I hope everyone will be able to do this activity. Remember, if you can't finish it right now, you can finish it at home as part of your home activity. Until then, I hope everyone is clear with what we studied. If anyone has a question, I'm asking again, you can ask the question now. I'm still available. We still have time. Any questions? Okay. In the absence of question, I will just give you a brief of the next topic. In the next topic, we'll be discussing static electricity. Just go and look in your textbook for reference, watch some YouTube videos, prepare yourself for the next lesson. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.